Hi and welcome back to Jennifer's Crafting Creations. This video is our part in a collaboration with Huw Davies from Wouldn't It Be Nice? YouTube, Instas, Facebook, everywhere else. It's our part because he came up with an idea, had an idea for a project he wanted to do with one of Jen's pen blanks. But it also needed to be 3D printed. So here's my bit with the 3D printing and the design you wanted. As you can see, we're working in Fusion 360. We made a box 150mm long, 24mm wide at its largest area, with a wall of 2mm to prevent the resin coming out, seeping out when it's pressure. And what I'm doing now is I've built the box. I'm just putting in a guide for the letters to. This is just for my own peace of mind, so I know that the letters are going to be centered vertically. So important. Horizontally, but vertically it is. That's that bit. Now we're just building the letters, making the letters. Quite easy really, because all they are parallelograms, rectangles, and quite easy to do. The letters that we came up with were the resin part. This is the void that will be in the print is 2mm. The total length of the letters 9mm. So the total height of the letters is 9mm. So built the box 11 by 4 with a cavity of 2 by 9. Try to keep that parameter all the way, so there's enough room for Jenny to get the resin in and do what she needs to do. Now as we're making the X's, done the L, we're making the X. Quite simple really, because they're all straight edges. If it was Bob or something like that, it might be a little bit more difficult. I haven't put my mind to it, so I don't know. Good thing about Fusion is it gives you guides. You've got a line in, set the distance is 4mm. It'll give you a guide when you get to the height of the next one. Cross the 4mm and then just join to the first part. As you can see, we've got an X. Then all we do then is make another parallelogram, basically 2mm wide and it's about 11mm. The X is set at a 50-degree angle rather than a 45-degree angle. Just keep it compact enough to be able to fit into a standard pen. So keep it looking about right. So there's the X. All I'm doing now is taking out the numbers, the measurements, because we don't need them. We know what they are. And then I'm going to select this letter, the X, copy it. What I would do if I got all the lines in, pick up the lines and select those, so copies everything that we need to do. Okay. And there in my impatience I missed one. Slide it across horizontally. Now the thing with Fusion is when you use the horizontal or the vertical slides, it moves them 2mm at a time. 2mm. 14 was too small, 16 was too big for the scale, so change it to 15 and then pick up the bit that I missed, that into place. So we've got the letters highlighted now. Going to extrude those to somewhere around about 16mm. See, there's a cavity there. All the bits where the all the grey parts are actually the walls that will be 3D printed. For some reason I must have stepped back and altered the spacing, so we're just readjusting that to make it more uniform. Pick them up and move them freehand. Got full movement. You can see where the box that's just a sketch in the as a guide. So we've got that. That is set itself up to there. Dropped it to the floor. And you can see that's protruding. It's about 1.5 millimeters or thereabouts, maybe 1 millimeter. And that's so when the resin goes in and it's put under pressure, it can sink if need be. Then we just nip off to export it onto the computer. It's going to export through Fusion as an STL file. Then just going to pick that STL file up off the computer and drop it into the slicer. The slicer I'm using is the Anycubic, and gives us a breakdown of roughly what it should be, lengthwise, cost-wise, etc. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it gets it still about 37 minutes. It actually amped out in a little under 20 minutes, but that's on a 0.2 layer height to keep the balls. So the next bit then is off to Jenny with a casting. Hi, welcome back. Here we are. I'm doing a voiceover because Jenny's got a bit of a sore throat and she can't do it. The recording didn't serve the best quality. So here we are. This is a blank that actually failed because see we got red resin over the top into the main part of the will be the black. We're using Zencast polyester, not polyester, sorry, polyurethane. The same company that create or supply or manufacture glasscast. It has a 6-minute working time. It has a demold time of an hour, allegedly. We'll find out. We have used this a couple of times, but we've always left it. Getting it mixed up. Jenny's mixed 50 grams of resin here, just for the for the blank. Just checking it, make sure it's dark enough. We're using Raven Black pigment resin from Vuba. Just pour that in. You see, because we've left gaps between the letters and the open voids, pour it at one end and should, in theory, fill up properly. Just topping it up. So get the blow lamp and burn the bubbles off. And what we should have done is should have put it into, here we go, put it into the mold without trying to spill to it. That didn't work. Drop it into there and send it off to the pressure pot, and then we'll come back and see the next bit straight away for you guys. Hi, right, welcome back. Here we are. It's about an hour and a quarter after Jenny poured the first, or made the first pour. It's been in the pressure pot. See, the reference cup is quite solid. It's got a little bit of pliability to it, but that's inevitable with it being such a thin pour. That bit done. Clean the pot out, ready for the next bit. As you can see, there's the first pour that Jenny's done. It's a bit better, there you go. Excuse me, big head, being in the way. Just taking it over to the bandsaw now to remove the filament that was encasing the resin. Just literally took 2mm off the edge of the resin. Next thing we do is put it into the mould again. As you can see, pointing out there that it's slightly raised compared to the black resin, the letters. That's done so we don't have to mess around with getting it exactly right when we do the third pour, because obviously the colours are one pour. This part is the part that Jenny's done is the second pour. The third pour is where we put it into the mould, side down. Again, excuse my fat head. And just put that in there centre, so it's easy and it's all lined up when it comes to be turned. Put a little block in there to secure it in place. And we'll spin through this a little bit faster and just be mixing 60 grams of resin to do the third pour. This is a polyester resin, I think Jenny mentioned it before. But it's not a clear resin. And see, when it's mixed it turns a milky white, which is fine because we're adding colours to it. We're not doing dragon eggs or anything like that, so we don't need it to be crystal clear. And again, with the Raven Black, but wind and see what happens. Give it a little test with a wooden stick just to see if it's too translucent, which it was. So a couple more drops of pigment. I've got about 6 drops of pigment into that 60 grams. That's nice and black. No. Yeah, it's wedged into place. And clear any dust out of it with the air gun and pour away. The resin will flow into the void because there's a excuse me, the letters are holding up the blank as it is, and obviously there's voids at the side as well. So this pour totally encapsulates the first and second pours. Just get this bit. No, it won't fit in there because I've wedged it in and extended the silicone. Take it out, top it back up, and then run the blow lamp over it to pop any surface bubbles. Why? Because we can, and it prevents any possibility of faults later. So into the pressure pot, and we'll come back soon.
Hi, well, welcome back. Right, we're back here. It's about 2 or 3 hours later now, and so this should have well and truly gone off. This is the witness cup, the reference cup, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, the resin is nicely dried. You know, a little bit of pliability, but again, it is only quite thin, so that's that. I'm just taking the air off. Pump the air out of the system and see what it has to say. That's him. Straight out of the pressure pot. Change camera. Bench overhead. Try that one instead. There we are. Right, so that's a pen. Looks pretty much bubble free on top, which is great. Lovely silicone molds. A couple of bubbles in the bottom, which we are going to get, but as you can see, we've flooded the bottom. You can see the join as such, but we're going to take that off. It will be a bit more visible. But just bear with me 2 minutes while I just chop the block off, and we can give it a quick sand and put it back to square, because as you can see, it's not actually square because of the shape of the mold. And the clumsy fool spilt some resin again. So yeah, bear with 2 minutes. Sorry about that. On the sanding disc, just to square it all up to make it easier to center on the lathe. Once it's been cut down to size, you can see the letters. You can see the fact that that X wasn't filled up as high as that red X or the L. But once it's turned round, that little void there will come out as well. It's only about 1 millimetre deep ish. So that's what we came up with at an end. And because it's all been cast in within an hour or so of each other, both castings have been done within an hour or so, there doesn't appear to be any reference lines or witness lines to say that was poured before that, which is great, you know what I mean, which is where we wanted to be roughly. I know did speak to Huw, and he had one of the ones that we did to start with, and it had reference lines in it or witness lines in it. But as you can see, we're pretty much there. So that's what we did. That's how we did it. This is a sample that we took photographs and sent to Huw. As you can see, it's just between centres, no tube or anything, just self-supporting, and that's what it came out like. There is another one. Where it is off the top of my head, I'm not sure. And I'll put some pictures up of this and the one where it's slightly off centre. It's about 3 or 4 millimetres off centre, and you'll see what happens when you did that to replicate. Oh, there it is. To replicate. This hasn't been finished off in any way, shape or form. This was just a test, for peace of mind. That's the same. It's done at the same time. Yeah. But because this was off centre, you can see the reference point there. So about 3 millimetres off centre to centre on that end. But if you look at it, it elongates the letters. So to make sure you got it on square and drilled square is vitally important. You can see the lines there because we're a bit close to the filament. You can see where the actual resin goes through the pen. So that was just a test piece, just a proof of concept. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative. I believe this is going to go live after or around about the same time as, same time as Huw puts his video out live, his video out, which is normally on a Thursday around about 10, 11 o'clock. So yes, we hope you've enjoyed just a little bit of insight into what we do and how we do it. Thank you very much for watching.